Welcome to Wrap It Up. My name is Nonka Zubulotindi. Listen here, it's always a pleasure to be the one that brings you an update of the week's most trending news stories that you might have missed. So if you're generally a busy person or you somehow didn't get the time to check those updates from your phone or be it on radio or even to watch on television, this show is definitely for you. So you're about to hear a wrap up of the past week's most trending news stories. Let's get into it. We learned of the burial of the tombstone entrepreneur Lebohang Kitsane, who passed away due to renal failure. But we cannot forget the kind of work that he did in this industry and how he cemented himself so beautifully. Look at the tombstones of the likes of Joe, the likes of Mendoza, the likes of even Robbie Malinga. That is pure talent, if you ask me. And I couldn't agree more with what one of his friends said at his memorial service, that he was indeed a trendsetter. And on that note, may his soul rest in peace. But we cannot forget the stunt that his sister pulled at his memorial service. Don't you dare, don't you dare. And I was sitting there saying, no, but don't you dare hang out your brother's laundry out like that. There was a place, there was a time for that to happen. If you ask me, she embarrassed herself, she embarrassed her family, and even more, she could have even premeditated this. You don't just wake up and decide to say things like that at a memorial service. She knew what she was doing. But anyway, that's my view. I want to know what your views are on this particular story. We also learned of the burial of Nathaniel Julies from El Dorado Park, who was shot by police officers after he failed questioning with them. Shame, man. He had Down syndrome, so he was unable to speak. But that was not the right for them to pull the trigger and end his life. But I'm so glad that two suspects have been nabbed in this case, and one of them is a woman. I was like, but anyway, I hope that justice will prevail in this case. I was listening to the heart-wrenching expressions of his mother after his burial on radio when she was saying that it was so painful to bury her son and to watch him in that motionless state in the coffin. It was something else. So, may his soul rest in peace, and justice will hopefully prevail in this case. We hope. We hope. We learned of the peaceful demonstrations that took place at St. Helena Bay community in Lanesville under the hashtag Justice for Leo, who was shot over a month ago when a bullet went in his head during violent protests. So the community was protesting because to this day, no arrests have been made, and it's just silent and nothing has been reported regarding his case. So I'll bring you an update on that story. We also learned of the resignation of the former Gauteng DA leader John Moody, who resigned. And I was like, what? Another resignation from DA? What is going on? Something is up in the DA. So he says that he resigned because he was no longer feeling at home within the DA, but the DA is saying, nope, you are running away from disciplinary action. Apparently, he's facing framing and bribery charges. So I want to know from you, do you think that he's genuinely resigning because of not feeling at home, or there is just more to it? Give your views on that story. I think there's actually more to it, given the recent resignations of very, very staunch leaders within the DA. We saw the offensive advert that was on Clix's website depicting black hair as being frizzy, dry, and damaged versus white hair being portrayed as flat and fine and actually normal. And Clix was under fire for that advert. The country was enraged. And even Miss Universe, Zozibini Tunzi, was saying that this shows a misrepresentation of people within the board, the decision makers. It shows that there are hardly black people there, and so white decision makers are the ones that are dominant. And I couldn't agree more, because anybody can see that that was racist. Black, blue, red, white, colored, that was a racist advert. And it looks like Clicks is going to pay for this one, because even the EFF wants all the branches of Clicks shut across the country. They actually even had to shut about 400 of these stores. So it's quite bad. It's quite bad. Though Clicks did give an apology, but it looks like they're going to pay a whole lot more for what they did. I don't think this one is ever going to be forgotten. Yeah. So our very own Trevor Noah made it to the Fortune 40 under 40 list as one of the most influential people in the world. So he was recognized as one of the visible comedians in America and beyond. And I was like, look at Trevor. He's just escalating and going higher and higher and higher. Congratulations to him. We are so proud of you. Continue to actually break those barriers and fly the South African flag so high. So to wrap up this episode, the winner of the Premier Soccer League 2019-2020 season is Sundowns. Sundowns healed my heart. They were a solace for me for what Chiefs has been doing and how it has been performing for the past weeks and this past season. So congratulations to Sundowns. And they won 2-0, hey? Not like Chiefs by chance 1-0, 2-1 and those things. No, 2-0. So congratulations to Sundowns, and they made my week. So that's a wrap up of all those news stories that I had for you. Continue to like, to share, and to subscribe to my channel. Click that bell for those notifications to get the latest episodes. And I'll be back again at the end of the week to give you another dose of those interesting stories. See you next time. Shop, shop.